This is the JJO Morning Show Podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
A man's years of trouble breathing through his nose turned out to have a much stranger explanation than anyone could have imagined. His doctors, in a paper out this week, described finding a tooth poking through his nasal cavity. Dude.
Yeah, no, ow, what? No.
Thankfully, the wayward chomper was removed with no complications and the man's stuffy symptoms went away. The study on the nose tooth was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. 38-year-old man had visited an ear, nose, and throat clinic, Mount Sinai, New York, with complaints of difficulty breathing through his right nostril, a problem that had been going on for several years. Physical exam revealed a deviated septum, the cartilage in the middle that separates one nostril from the other. It can get displaced for various reasons, along with some kind of bony obstruction and a 2-centimeter long tear towards the back of the septum, right? This looks ouchy. It sounds ouchy. When they look closer closer using a rhinoscope, which is like the camera on the tube, they found a hard, non-tender white mass sticking out of the floor of the nostril.
Yeah, I'll show you a non-tender white mass.
All right, go on now.
Go ahead.
Let me see it.
I don't have it with me. It's out in the car. Jeez. I don't trust you.
When they ran a CT scan, they clearly identified what this mass was. God, I wish I would have been in the room when they were like, dude, it's a tooth.
Sounds like a tusk coming right out of your...
Oh, my God, I love that movie.
Right out of your...
I might have to rewatch that movie
Tusk,
now.
the movie?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, my God.
I don't know that.
It's a Kevin Smith movie.
Oh.
And Justin Long's in it. It's so messed up. I love it. It's one of those weird movies. Anyway. Tooth growing where it shouldn't have been. There are medical images of it that are out there.
Hey, fill me in.
Is that a tooth joke?
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Probably didn't sound like
Get
it.
to the root of this.
Oh, good.
Physical exam, blah, 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 blah. Where are we at here? Oh, yeah. In anatomical terms, the man had an ectopic tooth. So ectopic is a catch-all. You might have heard the term ectopic pregnancy. That's when like someone gets pregnant in their fallopian tube instead of in the ute, right? So that's a catch-all term for the abnormal placement of a body part. Ectopic teeth can happen for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes our permanent adult teeth can grow out or erupt in an unusual path. Other times, the process of replacing our baby teeth doesn't go quite right, and a baby tooth ends up being pushed out by its adult counterpart. But doesn't fall out as expected, just stays in her mouth.
Yeah, because when you have, how many teeth do we have when we're born? A lot.
Or an extra tooth can spontaneously appear even in adulthood.
Right.
Doctors don't offer an explanation as to how this man's stray tooth formed, but whatever the cause, genetics are considered a risk factor for that condition. Yeah, like you ever see them pictures of people that have like too many teeth?
Oh, sure.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Ectopic teeth are thought to be rare, occurring in anywhere from 0.1% to 1% of the population. But most of the time, the unusual tooth don't stray too far from their usual home, and they aren't hard to miss. Even rarer is the sort of inverted tooth that ends up hiding in a nasal cavity. There have been a few other reports of nose teeth reported before. We don't always have to treat ectopic teeth. Since some might develop normally following whatever, some weird erratic eruption.
That sounds like a human shark. They just replace.
So they did get it removed. 14 millimeters in length, about half an inch. Man's bizarre story, ripe for sharing. That's for sure. So everything's resolved now. He can breathe normal because he doesn't have a freaking tooth in his name.
Man, I might call that, and I'm just spitballing here, like inbreeding. That sounds like a. I don't want to bring Reedsburg into this, but it's just like a weird.
There is a genetic tendency for it, but it doesn't have anything to do with inbreeding.
So you say.
So the doctors say. Don't. If we're going to talk about inbreeding, we're going to talk about club feet.
Oh, got it.
You know, the foot draggers in Adams County. I'm just kidding. I love you, Adams County. Just kidding.
Whoops.
Let's see. You wanted to know how many teeth. A normal adult mouth has 32 teeth.
I was going to guess 32.
That have erupted by about age 13.
Yeah, what are those called? Milk teeth or something when you're a baby? They're not teeth. They're called milkers. They're milkies or something. Yeah, you got a face full of...
Show you some milkers.
Teeth, man. Yeah, I know.
A child's mouth has 20 initial teeth.
Oh.
Also called primary teeth, baby teeth, or deciduous teeth.
Oh, I thought it was more than that. It was just like half the skull was teeth, and then you just work their way down.
No.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, I don't know much about babies.
Yeah, it's okay.
Which is weird as a former baby.
You think you know
You
more?
think I know more about my tooth?
Well, it's been a long time since you were a baby.
God, a tooth in your nose. You could chew your cocaine. Weird. That's what the cokeheads tell me. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, no.
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show Podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Well, I'm excited because we're nearing the end of the year, and we usually end up getting the list of things people put in their butts.
Right.
So this is going to be a late entry to that one. Some guy in England recently showed up to the ER with something stuck up his bunger.
The old ass. The old ass.
I said what in the butt. 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 You want to do it in my butt? In my butt? You want to do it in my butt? In my butt?
All right, he claimed it happened by accident, which is what they always say.
Slipped and fell.
Uh-huh.
And up it went.
Do you want to take a guess at what was in his bunger?
Well, it's the only one I saw this weekend, so it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It's the shell.
Yeah.
The shell. Oof.
The object lodged inside him was an old World War II artillery shell. A huge bullet used to take out tanks.
It was like bigger than a 50 cal.
It was about 2.5 inches in diameter and 7 inches long.
Yeah, that's bigger than a 50 cal.
Dude.
Booty.
Ew.
Right?
Booty. Booty. Booty.
Let me have a look at that butthole, boy. Oof. Oof.
He claimed he'd been cleaning a bunch of junk out of his house.
Yeah.
When he found it.
Yeah, they're always running around naked when they're cleaning their
I know.
guns out.
He found it, he put it on the floor, and then he slipped and he landed on it right in his butthole.
Jesus.
Isn't that something that happens? What are the odds?
That's bull, man.
That has to hurt. I don't care how horny you are. I mean, you've got to be dedicated.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's stretched out his butthole.
Sure.
You can't just go in with that.
Right.
Doctors were able to remove the shell, then realized it might be dangerous and called the bomb squad in. But turns out it wasn't actually something that could explode. It was an inert lump of metal. So there was no risk to life, at least not to anyone else's, but that butthole be blown up. He's going to make a full recovery.
Yeah, it's like those guys, they're always like cleaning their garage naked. And they slip on that rogue banana peel.
Right.
I mean, it's just
somehow this triangle or whatever shaped object goes up your butthole. Yeah.
I landed on one of my lawn ornaments, the big shiny sphere.
Yeah.
And shoved right up in there. Eesh. It was spent. It was a spent round, right?
No, it was
pointy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to see a photo of it?
Ooh.
Not the actual one, but a similar one. There, that's going up your butthole, dude.
Oh, yeah, that'll take a tank out, won't it? Maybe not an 88, but that's heavy.
It's girthy.
That is...
Man, my butthole would not... Yeah, that's not... No.
See, I don't know how that stuff works. Is it just you? Is it bragging rights? Is it you're bored? You've shoved everything up there but an artillery shell?
And then I'm like, are you worried? Like, when you stretch it out that much, like, how are you doing crunches?
I assume you're sitting on it, right? It was a dude, right?
Yeah.
So you get on your knees and you sit on. Some of the videos I've seen of women that there's a name for that where you shove big things in there.
Is there?
There's a name.
Oh.
I'm forgetting it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a name. Anyways, I'm told there's a name.
Man, you've done
My friend of mine told me there's a name.
research here.
Shotgunning. No, I don't know what it's called.
But like your butthole doesn't just like don't just do that and then your butthole goes back to normal right away.
Right.
So you're just walking around for a week with a floppy butthole.
Well, I think the there's a name for it too, and I don't remember the thing where your tissue is exposed.
Oh yeah, that's rosebudding.
Rosebudding, dude. Nice. Are you a doctor?
Yep. Yep.
How did you know that? Good call.
I knew that from a long time ago.
Rosebudding. It's like literally
I actually did a news story on it.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
The inside of your rectum is literally. I don't know if it's having a reaction.
It's like prolapsed.
It's prolapsed. Yeah.
It's not good for you. But some people are.
Think about the
that.
infection. I think you're like your cat comes up and licks your rosebud.
I know, dude. Listen, there are a lot of women and men walking around. And their buttholes are just going.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole fan base for that stuff. I see those pop up every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, the people at the ER, they'll tell you, like, things don't accidentally end up in your arse.
And then like,
there's a sign usually in most ERs, just so you know. Most things don't accidentally.
Like, you can't be doing any heavy lifting after that, right? Because you're just going to crap yourself.
Yep.
I don't understand people. So.
You know who you are. You're misunderstood. And good luck with that.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
Did you know that the hottest chili pepper in the world is so hot it could kill you?
Or you can listen to this one.
Bears can smell your menstruation.
I can smell your menstruation.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
Skin sensational.
Where can you see boobs and beaver on the big screen? He'll tell you. Live from Chicago, Mr. Skin.
Happy holidays, buddy.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
I'm good. So we're going to get a very quick take on what you have for us today.
Yeah, well, today is we just launched. It's hot off the press. I'm doing a ton of radio interviews all over the country today, as you could imagine, because I have my top 10 celebrity nude scenes of 2021, and it's totally free if anyone wants to come to the front page. It literally just went up an hour ago, and we've been working on it for weeks. And as you can imagine, with all the with all the content out there, to narrow it down to 10 isn't easy. But wanted to give you some of the highlights. Like, for example, number 10, we have Alexandra Daddario in White Lotus, that HBO show that debuted in July. It's set in a tropical resort. And back in 2014, Johnny, she was our number one nude scene of the year with True Detective. But this one's number 10 because it's briefer. But anytime Alexandra double Daddario gets nude, it's nudes worthy, and it's still a great scene. But there was so much other great nudity, it only came in at number 10. So that's number 10. I'm going to jump around a little here, but do you know who Halsey is?
Halsey, yeah.
Singer.
Oh, I know. Biatch would, but like Johnny, I don't know. So anyway, so I don't know any of her songs. Maybe I'm getting old, but she has 27 million Instagram followers. And number 7 on our list, she did this album called If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And she created a hour-long film for IMAX. I don't even think it was an hour. It was like 55 minutes or something. So she does this thing for IMAX, and at the 12-minute mark, she comes out of the water completely nude. I'm like, holy jeez, this is amazing. I can't believe she did this. And anyway, she's very popular. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know her songs, but I know her full frontal nude scene. I'll say that. It's pretty awesome. So definitely check that out. And then, Johnny, I don't know if I've talked to you about that show, Sex Lives of College Girls from HBO Max yet. The greatest title ever, but it's HBO Max, and it's about these 4 freshman roommates at college in Vermont, and they're not famous. Like, the most famous of the 4 is probably Pauline Chalamet, who's Timothy Chalamet's sister, but in the second episode, they go to a naked party, and every single person, guys and girls, there must be 25 at this college party, completely nude. The guys are showing junk, women full frontal. They got the red Solo cups, the White Claw. I'm like, we went to toga parties back in the day, but these people, this is like a whole other level. And I was so shocked to see this on HBO. But the naked party from Sex Lives of College Girls is number 4 on our list, and it's really an amazing scene for everyone. You got guys and girl nudity. You could check it out. And also, like on the list, front page of Mr. Skin, Sex Life from Netflix. I don't know if you guys know about this. Sarah Shahi is number 2. It's about this married suburban mom, and she fantasizes about her wild single days, and there's lots of flashbacks to that, so she's always having sex with guys from her past life. And it's actually a very popular show with women, and there was a scene with Adam DeVos where he showed his junk in the shower, and let's just say they purposely made it so that he looked like way bigger than the average man, and Netflix said there were 20 million rewinds of that scene. It's like supposed to be. We actually have it at MrMan.com. It's not in this, but that's number 2 on the list, Sarah Shahi from Sex Life. But number 1, Johnny, I got to tell you, of everything we saw this year, Sydney Sweeney in The Voyeurs is the number 1 nude scene of 2021. She has almost 4 million Instagram followers, probably mostly guys, by the way. She's on that Euphoria show from HBO. This was an Amazon original movie that debuted on September 10th, VOD, and it's like a rear window thing where like her and her boyfriend spy on this couple across the way, and then they get to meet them, and she poses for photographs completely nude. And I knew when I saw it in September it was going to be the best nude scene of the year, and it didn't let me down. Nothing beat it, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sydney Sweeney in The Voyeurs is number 1. You can check that all out at MrSkin.com, right on the front page. And Johnny, you have some work to do.
It seems like you don't need much of a plot when you got a bunch of college-age people standing around naked with red Solo cups.
Yeah.
And by the way, be very careful opening up Mr. Skin today, because Team Skeet has a very, very
Yeah, they're our sponsor.
Naughty sponsor, and the newsroom behind me just got a totally free show.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know you guys aren't used to seeing that kind of level of nudity. So.
Well, all our news people are 13.
I'm going there right now.
Years old.
I'm like, what is happening?
Bad problem. They're all.
Yeah, I'm sorry to offend your sensibilities.
All right, man. All right, MrSkin.com. All right, man. Thank you.
You're number 1. Thank you, sir.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Real sex scenes,
Yes.
Hollywood Hardcore Part 1.
Yes. And it is free. Yeah, you're clear.
All right. I'm going in. Oh, look at that. That is...
We are set up to fail. We have 2 giant picture windows.
Yeah, I know.
One behind you, and then one behind me.
Right.
And I think the one behind me would be more trouble than the one behind you, because Skee-Ball's already perverted to the point where she...
The problem with the hallway window here is
Cub Scouts.
They march children through the building. I don't know what they do with them, but they get marched through the building.
That's why Randy wanted this room in the basement. Behind the air conditioner unit.
I know.
But it was too noisy, so we had to stay upstairs.
I get paranoid. Children behind me. I can't be looking this up.
Should be a little sign in the hallway.
Right.
Nude images ahead.
Or at least if we had like blinds we could draw.
Uh-huh.
We can't. We're just in here exposed.
Sex blinds.
Yeah. Yes. Trevor? We need some sex blinds. Do you want me to do a news story?
I do.
Wow.
The JJO Morning News with Biatch. You hear it fourth.
Sheriff's Office of Colorado Springs facing heat online after posting a photo of a guy who looks like Santa getting a concealed carry permit.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah. And he really does. I mean, he doesn't, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that dude looks like Santa just because he has a white beard.
Yeah.
But he's like legit, like he's got red
Oh, he's
pants
spot on, dude.
And suspenders, and then like a shirt with like elves all over it. So he definitely looks like Santa. So he's sitting at the desk. It looks like an employee's helping him with like paperwork. A lot of people took issue with it, especially because of the school shooting in Michigan last week.
Yeah.
Which I'm having a hard time seeing the correlation between the school shooting in Michigan last week and the Santa in Colorado getting a concealed carry permit. What does one have to do with the other? Right?
So he's not, I mean, he does look like a Christmas outfit, but that beard, oh my God.
Yeah. Sheriff's office is like, it's an attempt to highlight our hardworking staff in a fun way, so stop being such a douche, which I agree with. Whatever. If you don't like it, don't look at it. I don't know what the hell to tell ya, people.
Till Santa caps some ass.
One person on Twitter said it feels like they're using Santa to market guns to kids.
Oh.
If you think that the police department is marketing guns to kids, you don't know how any of this works. They aren't.
It's more like, what part of the country is this in?
Colorado.
It's more like Colorado's so unsafe, even Santa needs a piece. It's kind of more like that than it is marketing to children.
Well, and what the sheriff's office is not selling guns.
Right.
So how are they marketing guns to your kids? That's stupid. Shut up. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Christ almighty. Just say things. You just say things.
Yeah. Well, guns are everywhere. I mean, I don't know how new you are to this whole thing.
Right. Where are you from, a-hole on Twitter? Must be your first day in the States, right?
I think I trust Santa with a gun.
I thought it was funny. Whatever. God, lighten up.
Maybe it's a real gun and not Alec Baldwin's magic shooting gun by itself.
All right. Yeah. So the one person on Twitter, we all know, don't listen to them. It's just one person on Twitter. Then I have this kind of strange story. 57-year-old man in Italy recently tried to trick medical workers by wearing a fake arm when he went in for his COVID vaccine. Thank God the nurse noticed right away. If she wouldn't have, we're going to have an issue.
She's the best nurse ever.
It was so obvious. At first, she thought the guy was an amputee and had mistakenly requested to have the shot in the wrong arm.
I gotta see this arm. It was like a rubber arm.
He was wearing a contraption around his torso with 2 silicone prosthetic arms attached.
That's a lot of work.
He eventually admitted he was trying to get a vaccine card without actually getting the vaccine, and he thought the nurse wouldn't notice. What a real bright guy here. Real bright guy. Now, I know what you're thinking, and you're like, man, he doesn't have any idea how medical people work, but he's a dentist. So that's upsetting. Dude.
I'm trying to find the arm. I want to see how rubbery it looks.
He's been suspended from work.
Oh.
And he could face charges.
It is a disarming way to try to skirt the medical guideline.
When I uncovered the arm, I felt skin that was cold and gummy, and the color was too light.
Does he think they don't know how arms work?
I don't know.
That is really weird. That is really super weird. I don't see the arm, though.
He wanted to obtain one of the health passes because they have them over there for restaurants, cinemas, and theaters. And whatnot.
Yeah, get a card. It's less work and probably less money and less chance of getting caught if that's the way you're going to go.
I mean, if you think a nurse is going to not notice your fake arm, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the logic is nuts. You're using a fake arm in front of people that work on arms. I'm trying to piece together your freaking twisted logic.
And you can't.
Replay today the JJO Morning Show Podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Let's talk about your emoji using habits.
Woo!
Are you an emoji person?
Yeah, I'll use the little rabbit with the little heart things and stuff.
Oh, the stickers. You use the stickers?
I don't know the difference.
Let me.
I'm a guy.
So if you go into your
tell me what I'm using.
If you go into your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, you have an iPhone now.
I got an iPhone.
Go to hell. And then you can click on the emoji or touch the emoji icon, and it'll give you your latest used icons.
Oh, didn't know that.
Emojis.
All right.
Okay. A group called Unicode posts a list each year that is the most popular emojis. They're in charge of standardizing all the emojis we use on different platforms, so it really is the totes official list. Once again this year, the crying laughing emoji was number one.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Technically, it's called the face with tears of joy emoji. It's been number one worldwide since 2017.
Really? What do you think that is for?
Because
just laughter,
yeah,
quick response.
Right, instead of saying LOL.
There's some emotion there.
Or ha ha ha, or hee hee hee, or tee hee. This year, it accounted for more than 5% of all the emojis that we sent. The only other one that came remotely close to the crying laughing emoji is the what? What emoji?
A little poop pile. Little turd.
That's a good guess.
Little turd pile.
That's a good guess. Turds to done.
Is there a middle finger emoji? I just have the standard whatever is on my phone thing, so I don't wander off too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I'll never get back to my main screen.
Jesus Christ. The next one on the list is the red heart.
Do you know how hard? Have you ever thought about how hard life is for me when you're not around? Have you ever considered that for 1 second? How many times, dude?
No, I hadn't.
If you had $1 for every time I held up my phone, I'm like, dude, what happened? You could quit. I'm like, dude, what'd I do? It's horrible.
Oh, you're getting used to the iPhone. It's
horrible.
Tough. I know it's why I don't do iPhone.
I don't know why I don't learn. I just don't want to learn things. Horrible.
So yeah, the crying, laughing, and then the red heart.
There it is.
Yeah. Followed by rolling on the floor laughing, which is the other emoji that's crying, laughing, but it's tilted to the side.
Does that make us boring?
No.
I'm sure there's some emotional, says something about my personality.
Right. I do know that the Utes think that if you use the crying, laughing emojis, you're old. And they might be right.
Well, what's better?
I don't know.
No.
Then the thumbs up emoji. If you want to make JFK pissed off, send him the thumbs up after he sends you a text.
Oh,
He absolutely hates it.
Why? Somebody just sent me 2 thumbs
I do it
up.
to him all the time. And he felt like, good damn it.
Why?
I don't know. He thinks it's dismissive. Or something.
Well, somebody just sent me 2 giant thumbs up.
Yeah, I do that.
I think it was, who was that? I'm going to out them.
I'll give you 2 giant thumbs up your ass.
I was going to out them, but I can't. No. Wow, this is really riveting radio.
Sure is. Just like the rest of the show.
So yeah, but that saves you time too on the backside. I mean, then they respond, and you got to respond, and they respond, and you got to respond. If you're making a point, just send me a thumbs up. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's
What's
what
wrong
I
with
say
that?
too. I know.
JFK is off base.
Well, he's a very sensitive guy. Then the crying face is next.
I like the little dude with the tongue sticking out.
Not even on the top 10,
Wow.
man.
I don't even know where I'd send that.
I know.
Or who I'd send it to.
Well, blah, 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 bitty bloop. There it is. So, I don't know.
And I know people mix them together so they complete sentences. I don't do that either.
Yeah, you can even make a sexy sentence with emojis if that's what you're into.
I just send a penis picture instead. Saves time.
You might be onto something there.
And then JFK sends the thumbs up.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.